Breaking news! Something's happening within the Denver Broncos organization that could completely change the course of this season, and almost no one is talking about it yet. What I'm about to show you goes beyond the stats, beyond the highlights. It's about the identity of a team that's quietly transforming into a true powerhouse. But before we begin, like this, if you've been a Broncos fan through thick and thin, especially if you were here during the post-Manning years, and if you're a true Broncos fan, comment, "Go Broncos! This is our year." Now get ready, because what's happening in Denver could be just the beginning of something special. Coming off a massive win, the mood in Broncos country should be sky high, but some fans are still treating it like a loss. That's crazy, because there's so much to be excited about. First up, Dre Greenlaw. Yes, you heard that right. Reports coming out over the weekend suggest Greenlaw could be back as early as this week against the Colts. Sean Payton even hinted that we'll be seeing him sooner than later. And if you followed Payton long enough, you know he doesn't say things lightly. When he talks, it's with intent. Personally, I'd love to see Greenlaw held out until the Chargers game, a high-stakes matchup against a red-hot team that just toppled the Chiefs. But either way, knowing he's close to returning is massive. Now let's talk about Sean Payton. The man did something rare in this league. He fell on his sword. After a rough first half of play calling, Payton stood in front of the media and took full accountability, blaming himself for the poor offensive rhythm and some of Bo Nix's turnovers. That's leadership. Bo Nix was on track for 50 pass attempts by halftime. That's not just unbalanced, it's telegraphed. The Titans knew exactly what was coming. It was rock, paper, scissors, and Payton kept throwing rock. In the second half, the offense finally clicked, and Payton admitted, "That's on me as a play caller." That level of introspection gives me confidence moving forward. He knows he pushed too hard trying to prove he's got a top 5 QB, and now he's ready to adjust. Speaking of Bo Nix, let's not jump off the hype train just yet. He had some rough throws, sure, but he also made passes that very few NFL QBs could pull off. You've got to factor in the circumstances. It was poor play design in the first half and a top-tier Titans defense that allowed the second fewest yards in the league last season. Asterisk without asterisk their top corner Snead. Still, Nix made elite-level throws into tight windows and showed poise when it mattered. Yes, he sometimes climbs the pocket a bit too early, stepping into pressure unnecessarily. But give him time. He's learning to trust one of the best defensive lines in football. And can we just take a second to appreciate the culture brewing in this locker room? It's rare, asterisk extremely rare asterisk, to see this kind of brotherhood in professional sports. Post-game, you had Juan out wearing a shirt ripping Bo Nix, saying it's a team win and his quarterback got it done. He didn't even do that in San Francisco with Brock Purdy. R.J. Harvey, despite pushing to be RB1, had nothing but praise for J.K. Dobbins, who got the start and scored the touchdown. When asked if Dobbins owed him the game ball for setting it up with a massive run, Harvey said no, he's just happy to be sharing a backfield with him. That's love, that's family, and it's showing up all over the field. Even Jalon Coughlin, who didn't get a jersey this week, was the first one to help Harvey up after his big run. No ego, no bitterness, just support. That's the kind of culture Sean Payton is building here, and it's why you can forgive a bad half of play calling. This is a team that has each other's backs, on and off the field. Now let's talk about the run game. Night and day from last year. Remember, Denver didn't have a single run over 22 yards all season in 2024. This week, massive gains. R.J. Harvey exploded through tight lanes, bouncing outside only when necessary and showing incredible vision. J.K. Dobbins had a touchdown run so clean it could have gone the length of the field. The Broncos had 4 runs over 10 yards after being dead last in the league in that category last season. And let's not overlook the fact that Denver was running into stack boxes 40% of the time and still churned out 150 yards on the ground. Payton has said from day one that this run game would be better, and it is. And it will be. Players like Mike McGlinchey have acknowledged that learning the new scheme will take time, but it's already producing results. It's hard not to be optimistic watching this offense evolve, especially with a coach who's willing to learn from his mistakes. Now, the defense. My goodness, this might be the best unit in football. In the second half, the Titans gained -2 yards. Let me repeat that, -2 yards. They would have been better off punting on first down every drive. That's domination. Riley Moss allowed just 21 yards on 8 targets. Patrick Surtain locked down Ridley. Nick Bonitto is tied for first in total pressures among edge rushers. And the scary part? They did it all without Dre Greenlaw and Malcolm Roach. This defense is on pace for over 100 sacks. 100. People said regression was inevitable after last season's 60-plus sack total, but Denver's pass rush has taken it to another level. Cam Ward got sacked 6 times, and he didn't even play badly. The Broncos were just relentless. Cooper, Bonitto, Jonah Ellis, DeAndre Tillman, The list goes on. And this isn't hype. This is production. So while there's been some overreaction to Bo Nix's turnovers, the truth is simple. He's got elite level potential. Sean Payton is learning and adjusting. The run game is alive and dangerous. And the defense might be the best in the league. Because what we're seeing right now in Denver is something that has all the makings of a contender, not just on paper, but on the field, in the locker room, and in the heart of every single player wearing orange and blue. Let's dig deeper into what makes this defense terrifying for every offense they're going to face. Nick Bonitto is playing like a man possessed. He's tied for the league lead in pressures, and it's not just about his speed anymore. The refinement in his technique, the way he times his rushes, the way he's manipulating tackles, it's everything we hoped for when he was drafted, and now he's putting it all together. And when you add Jonathan Cooper to the mix, you've got a duo that brings energy and chaos every single down. But wait, Jonah Ellis hasn't even cracked the starting rotation full-time, and the guy would be a starter on almost any other NFL team. DeAndre Tillman, still developing, but showing flashes of future Pro Bowl potential. And all of this is before Dre Greenlaw even steps back onto the field. You can't help but imagine what this group will look like when fully healthy. The Broncos might have one of the deepest and most versatile front sevens in the entire NFL, and they're only getting better each week. Riley Moss deserves his flowers too. He was targeted 8 times. 8, and he gave up just 21 yards. That's lockdown work. We're talking about a second-year cornerback stepping up like a seasoned veteran. Combine that with Patrick Surtain, who's so consistently elite that he almost becomes invisible because QBs just stop throwing his way, and this secondary is one of the league's most fearsome. You cannot throw deep on Denver right now without risking a turnover or a drive-killing incompletion. Now, let's circle back to Bo Nix. Because while the media narrative has started to spin up concerns after a couple of first-half picks, anyone really watching the film knows what's happening here. Nix was pressured heavily on both interceptions. In fact, he was 2 for 7 for just 8 yards under pressure, and that tells the whole story. When the offensive line holds, Nix is calm, collected, and precise. But the moment he starts anticipating pressure, especially with 4-man rushes, he gets jumpy, climbs the pocket too early, and loses rhythm. This isn't a talent issue. It's reps, it's time, it's trust, and that will come. His deep ball placement on several second-half throws was nothing short of elite. He threw with anticipation, layered the ball beautifully over defenders, and hit tight windows that maybe 10 guys in the league can even attempt. So yes, he's a rookie, but he's showing flashes of the guy Sean Payton was bragging about all offseason. This coaching staff sees it, his teammates believe it. Now it's about stacking games, gaining chemistry, and letting the offense grow into itself. And the running game? Let's stay here for another minute, because it cannot be overstated how transformed this group is. R.J. Harvey broke the internet with his explosive run that made defenders look like traffic cones. J.K. Dobbins, who looked like he'd lost a step in Baltimore, suddenly looks rejuvenated in orange and blue. That TD run he broke off? It looked like something out of Madden. His balance, acceleration, and vision were perfect. And the fact that the Broncos chose to activate Tyler Batty over Jaleel McLaughlin and still had McLaughlin sprinting onto the field to congratulate R.J. Harvey after a big play just reinforces how deep and tight this running back room is. These guys aren't just teammates. They're brothers. This kind of unity isn't normal in the NFL. There's no sulking, no drama, no Instagram unfollows or locker room politics. There's just work and wins. Sean Payton has been around long enough to know what a special locker room feels like. He built one in New Orleans. Now he's doing it again in Denver.